Hello everybody and welcome to our launch of the little flower of the month this month, and it is the Peony. So this is the education little piece of it. So I've just brought in the boards again to give you a quick update of what the collection is that we got, just an overview. Now this is where we can go with it, okay? This is where it can take us. I've already used an old backing paper. It doesn't have to be, anything specific. It can even be one of your own photos that you've taken when you've been out and about. I've used a couple of the frames and just overlapped them. I haven't even used the reflection for the frames. I've just inked them and stuck them on. That's all I've done. All that is in the background is just literally the background. What we're concentrating on is what the imagery is, which is our peony. I've done a little bit of decoupage, as always, because that's what I love to do with these, because it really showcases what we're making. So that is the end result of where we can go. Now, to build this, you're going to need the collection. Now, this is the Build a Bouquet die, and as you can see, we've broken it down. So we've got a smaller stem, we've got a couple of buds, and I love that we've got the buds going in different directions. That is going to enable you to be able to do things like this, get in your shape and movement in your actual projects, which is what we need with the flowers. We need them to look like there's movement there. A beautiful bloom head, and then a little bit of foliage. So that's the Build a Bouquet one. As always, as you know, with the formula with Flower of the Month, or you may not know, we do a smaller one as well. So we've got a little one, and also we give you this matte layer. Now this is going to create fabulous little cards, standalone cards on their own, okay? So that is a lovely little thing to have. But also laying it on top like this makes it pop. And there's lots of artwork for this. So remember, pop onto the website and have a look at all the colourways that we've got available. Then we've got the larger one. Now again, we've got this beautiful bloom, and then we give you the split unity die. So if you pop them both together and run it through the machine, you do actually get a full matte layer. So these just are phenomenal. And peonies, I must admit, are one of my favourite go-to flowers. Now, I just want to quickly show you, as I've mentioned the colourways, I'm just going to bring this in. Look at all the colours. I love the lemon, lilacs. So all of these are available for you at highlightcrafts.com. Okay, so pop onto there, pop onto the Flower of the Month, Peony, and they're already there for you to start downloading to use. Okay, so let's make a little bit of inspiration. I'm going to bring in my card base. Now, I'm doing something a little bit different. Now, I know when you have the split unity and you have those matte layer dies, you can actually have them and put them on there, and they add a support to your actual project. But I've used a little bit of scrap card. I've scored it and folded it in half, okay? So that's, I think it's A5, and I've folded A5 in half. So I've made myself a little tent fold. And then over the top, I've chosen a lovely little bit of our 12 by 12 cardstock, mint green. And then this was an offcut of another background that I'd got. So this was actually on my desk. And I thought, I really like that greenery because it's going to really lend to working with the peony. So what I've then gone ahead and done is I've cut the peony, the larger one, out of just white cardstock. And I've cut this at least, I think there's 3 pieces here, and I've glued them all together. Now that has made it really substantial, almost like a piece of chipboard. And that is going to go in place here. Now the only thing I've got left to do now is choose the colourways I'm working with. And I've chosen to go with these beautiful pink and lemon. They are just stunning. So I'm actually going to go with the larger one of the lemon to fit that on there. And then that will actually stand proud of the card. And then I can build all the other elements around it. So that's where we're going to go first. So I'm actually going to finish off what would quintessentially be your topper, really. Okay, and I love using my bookbinding glue for something like this because it's not got a lot of water. It's low water content, so it's not going to warp my cardstock too much. And also by gluing those layers together that I've done here with the white chipboard, that is also adding stability, and it makes your cardstock a little bit more rigid. So I'm going to line it up at the stem, place that over the top like so, and then just square up those edges. So I've got my stem and the main flower in place. Then my next piece, I'm going to put the bud like so, and then I'm going to just line up on the leaves. Then again on this one, making sure I've got them flush to the one below. And this is super easy to do, but it makes such a difference by layering up and adding that extra stability to your cardstock. So there is my actual main feature of my card, which I can bring in like so. So that is that one. So what I'm going to do now is a little bit of shaping. I've got my shaping mat. I'm going to do yellow, and I want my little pink as well. That is from the Build a Bouquet. So I've got lots going on. And then, so they're the pink ones. These are my lemon. Look at how beautiful these are. They're just glorious. I want one of those. And I want the smaller lemon pieces. So by cutting out plenty ahead of time, it means it gives me lots of choice. I'm not struggling to look for other elements to pop in here. So my first one, this small one, I'm going to snip into here and take out that flower head. And then I'm going to snip into here because I'm going to take that bud as well, okay? I'm just going to tidy that edge up. And then the bud is going to sit on there. These pieces that I've snipped away on, I'm not going to get rid of any of this. I'm just going to clean it up and tidy up on that stem. And then that gives me an extra little leaf. So all of these elements I'm actually keeping. And then on this larger one, I'm going to snip these two pieces off. And again, I don't waste any of my foliage. I snip it all down and keep all of that, because these are all then going to add more interest to the card, because I'm going to do lots of little tuck-ins. So first of all, using my ball tool, I'm going to create a little bit of shape in this one. And this one, I'm going to go from the back like that, okay? And then again, this one from the front. So I'm adding a little bit of wet glue to here. Take away that. And then these pieces that I've shaped, I'm going to go in with my silicone glue. Now, I'm choosing to use just one of the actual glue applicators rather than a syringe today. But when I'm using it and I've got it open, I actually just pop the actual applicator in the end and leave it to one side. That way I don't put the applicator down on my desk and it doesn't roll around and get up, make everything sticky. And I avoid putting my hand in it, which is the main reason, really. So these have been wet glued and those are solid. Again, by doing that, I've added a little bit more rigidity to this. So when I do actually use it, if I use it over the edge, it's going to be a lot more stable. So I'm going to pop that one to one side, bring in my other elements, do a little bit of shaping like so, and then I'm going to start lining everything up and we can build this card. So once you've got everything cut and you kind of know where you're going with your elements, it's just a case of adding the shape to your pieces and then building your project. And that's one of the lovely things about the flower of the month, how quick and easy they can actually be to build. Like so. So I'm going to bring in the card base, and as I said, this is my main focal piece, so I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on here just to anchor all of the stem down, but I'm not going to stick down the leaves. Like so. And then that way, now, because these are all loose, I can add shape again, but also it gives me the freedom to tuck in around it as well. So this one, and I'm not putting all the pieces down either. I'm not gluing them all flat. I'm leaving it so some of them have got movement. Oops. And now I can lift up the yellow and feed the ones through and underneath like that. Oops. Pop that down. Just going to move my glue gel. Just pop it a little bit further down, like that's better. There we go. And then I've got my little yellow here. But before I put that one down, I want to break that up and place the pink in. By putting the pink in just there, I've then got something for the yellow to sit against. And the yellow just doesn't disappear and blend into the yellow. So again, because I haven't stuck everything down, I can now lift all these pieces up, like so. Then it's this one. Oops. That one on the bud, like so. And then I'm going to keep using my tweezers so I keep my fingers out of the way. So that one I can move across a little bit, lay this one in here, because this is how the flowers would grow. They would actually overlap each other. They don't just sit all together. And then what I want now are my little buds. So bring all my little buds in. Pop a little bit of glue gel on the back of all of these. And then finally, to finish it off, I can then see where I want to place all of my foliage and the greenery. So now I'm going to place the larger of the bud there. And then I've got that lovely yellow one, which is going to sit in there. This one again can sit in here, but I'm actually tucking the stem right underneath the leaves and hiding it out the way, because by doing that, these can be growing from anywhere. So they're not actually, so it anchors them in, so they're not, you know, wandering about, just loose. So snip that one and that one. So I want a little bit more yellow on this. So on all of these glue applicators as well, also look on our website for those. So again, highlightcrafts.com, the glue applicators are just fabulous when you're using it for something like this. They work beautifully. So now I'm going to lift that one up and twist that one in there. Then I've got my little yellow bud. And then for this one, to anchor all of these down and to cover up all the stems, I've got that, but I'm also going to tuck in this little pink one as well. Again, I've mixed and matched the colourways, because by popping that on there and that on the top, it shows off the yellow more and it gives it more somewhere for it to be. Then wet glue. And now I can start popping in my leaves, and I'm just going to add a little bit of shape to my foliage. When you're using the wet glue, this is a joy of using the wet glue because you can do a little bit of manoeuvring. Pop that in there. So for this one, I've actually used for my actual card base, a little bit of scrap card. I've finished off, you know, using a little bit of a background that I'd got left on my desk, which I really do try and do, that I use, you know, the surplus stuff that's just laying around. I actually try and challenge myself now and again to use the leftovers more than actually doing more cutting. So that is a lovely little make, but because I've actually put all that cardstock there, it stands up beautifully. So that is our super little make. So thank you very much for joining me for the Peony Flower of the Month. I hope this is some fabulous little bit of inspiration for you to use. Have a look what's on your desk when you're actually making things, because there may be something there that you can actually utilise. And we'll see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye.
If you want to see more from Highlight Crafts, make sure you click the like button. Subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below, and click the bell icon to receive notifications of all of our future content. You can also click here to see our latest video, or click here to see more videos like this one.